Here today, some Democratic lawmakers are breaking rank and they're calling on President Biden to step aside. We also saw former Democratic Congressman Tim Ryan call for Biden to step aside and Kamala Harris, the vice president, to be the nominee. How does Kamala Harris stack up to Trump in a head-to-head matchup?
So in our poll, Kamala Harris performs worse than Biden does by a small difference, but Trump is ahead by about 7 points when you put him against Harris. And I don't think that she's the alternative. Now, there are several Democratic names that have been floated as potential substitutes for President Biden in the convention. None of them poll as well as President Biden either, but that's because they don't have the same name ID as President Biden does. And the new candidate will need to be built up adequately to be competitive.
And who are those names?
Well, I think in a future poll together, we've tested Gretchen Whitmer, we've tested Gavin Newsom, we've tested Pete Buttigieg, several leading Democratic candidates, and we'll continue testing other names. But again, any new candidate, a substitute candidate, would need to be built up, would have to tell their story, would have to make their own case to the American public. And as it stands, Biden is the best of the worst, right? He polls the best, and he's the most competitive against Trump.
So that's what our poll shows. Today, a poll from CNN came out that shows the opposite, that both in a head-to-head matchup, Biden would lose to Trump, Kamala Harris would lose to Trump, but Kamala Harris's loss is smaller than Biden's. Can you explain the difference here between our poll and CNN's?
I haven't had the chance to look at the CNN poll yet, but I'm pretty sure the differences are quite small. And it's all in the composition of the sample, as viewers will know. You need to have also a perspective or a view of the share of vote amongst Democrats, Republicans, and Independents. In our own poll, we keep that pegged to the 2020 election, to the share of vote there, which was roughly 37% Democrat, 36% Republican, and 24% Independent. So if there's any big differences there, then maybe you're getting more Democrats in your poll than you are Republicans, and that kind of might explain the hope in Kamala Harris.